Hi girls, so today this video should be fairly short because we're only going over something fairly straightforward. I didn't want to kind of overload you girls with new information between your two online classes. So today we're going to be looking, well, what do we need to know for this class? Well, what we need to know is how to factorize a quadratic expression with a positive constant. So what we were doing in our online class yesterday. And what we want to do by the end of this is be able to factorize a quadratic expression with a negative constant. So positive constant, so positive last value was what we were doing. Today what we're going to do is just negative constant. There's literally only like one or two differences, okay? So let's just jump right in. Okay, so let's have a look at x squared minus x minus 2, okay? So if we were doing this with positives, we'd go, oh, okay, 2 equals 2 multiplied by 1. That's the only factorization of 2 you can do. But because this is a negative 2, in order to get a negative 2, you remember when we were doing, well, when you're doing any algebra, that a negative must equal a positive by a negative or a negative by a positive, right? So one of these, in order for this 2 here to be negative, because it is a minus 2, this 2 here to be negative, one of these two values needs to be negative. So how would we figure this out? Well, what you do is, in the past one we were going, okay, we pick the factorization where the two numbers added together gives you the coefficient of the second term. In this situation, it's going to be the two numbers subtracted from one another that gives you the coefficient of the second term, which in this case it's minus x, so it's really minus 1x. So, okay, there's only one choice here, so we can go 2 minus 1 equals 1. Okay, grand. But it isn't 1x that's given here, it's minus 1x. So we need to go, okay, minus 2 plus 1. That itself equals minus 1. Lo and behold, we found our solution, so we can just immediately go into our brackets. And I'm going to do that in black rather than red. We can go into our brackets and we can go, okay, x minus 2, x plus 1. Again, if you do these kind of questions and you get x plus 1, x minus 2, these are the same answers. These are exactly the same. Okay? Now, next one here goes x squared minus 5x minus 14. So again, we're dealing with a minus 14. But I'm going to actually ignore the minus for now, okay? I'm going to ignore the negative, and I'll explain that in a few seconds, okay? So just the factors of 14. You've got 14 by 1, and you've got 7 by 2. Okay, now that we have found our factors, we need to find two terms that when subtracted from one another give you 5, okay? So, okay, we realize we're using 7 multiplied by 2 here, okay? So we're using 7 and 2 because 7 minus 2 is 5. And again, because this is a negative term, what we're actually looking for is minus 7 plus 2 equals minus 5, okay? So I can go, it's minus 7 and it's plus 2. X minus 7 plus 2. Okay, let's look at one last example. This one's a bit different because in this situation, we've got a negative term here, right? You know what? I've also written this question down wrong. That should be 30, okay? So we're looking at the factors of 30. So 30, that equals 30 by 1, 15 by 2, 10 by 3, and 6 by 5, okay? Okay, so we've gotten our factors of 30. Now we need two numbers that when subtracted from one another gives us 7. Okay, so 30 minus 1 is 29. Nope, not that one. 15 minus 2, that's 13. Nope, not that one. 10 minus 3, yep, that's the one. So we're going to go, okay, are we getting a negative or a positive? Getting a positive final value, so we know it's going to be 10 minus 3 equals 7. So all you need to know for that is if the second term here is negative and the last term is negative, then they're different solutions, but the larger one is negative. If the second part is positive and the last part is negative, you know that they are different signs, but the larger part is positive. So, you know, bigger part is positive when positive here, bigger part is negative when negative in this section, and the last part is negative. Okay? So x and x, and we've got plus 10 minus 3, and lo and behold, we have solved these problems. Okay, so just as a bit of homework here, let's do page 61, questions 1, 4, 7, 10, 13, 16, 19, 22, and 25. And as always, I am making some of these questions be my examples in the video. Thank you very much, girls. Have a lovely day.